Especially when it comes from a skeptic's mouth, and then they see it face to face. What are you to say? They know unequivocally they have seen it with their own eyes, and then multiple eyes, and they're not making it up. So what are they? Chile's Air Force just came out just a couple weeks ago. You can query this on Google, and they're very open. And I asked Stanton on the phone today, I said, why is that? Why are these countries more open than we are? He says, well, these people don't have nukes. And they just openly come out, that's his opinion, just openly come out and say, look, we have these craft in the sky. Here they are. They videoed it. They've photographed it from high above. You can see it right in front of them. Very compelling photographs. And the Air Force know that that's not one of theirs. What is it? Where are these coming from? And where in the world do we stand in the great cosmos when it comes to technology? I'm definitely a very curious soul. I believe that we're not alone. But it really kind of boggles the mind a little bit for those that are religious, because then there's folks that say, well, if you believe in UFOs, well, these are just demonic apparatus, it's like like some kind of phantom or something that comes in and out, that's demonic, that the devil is cantering up things. And some religious folks believe that it's the devil that he's the prince of the power of the air. And so we'll try to ask him some of those questions. I have my questions. Do you have your questions for Stanton Friedman? You can go right down to Facebook and just ask Stanton Friedman at For the People any questions that you might have today. Just go to For the People on Facebook and ask away. And we'll see what Stanton has to say about your question, but he'll answer it on the air. So during the break, go to Facebook right now. We'll make sure that we share it with Stanton. Your opportunity to ask a renowned ufologist, Stanton Friedman, questions about UFOs. Do you believe? Are you a skeptic? Are you a believer? Either or, this is the book that you want to pick up. Fact, Fiction, and Flying Saucers. We'll be back with more For the People right after this.
This thing called life, we're for the people. For the people, for the people is there.
For the People is on the air for you. Each day we strive to tell it to you straight, not watered down, so you can know what's going on each day. Our show is different from many of the others on air. We're not afraid of the PC police, and we explain our position, at the same time understanding the left's position and what we can do to further a conservative agenda for America. For the People is listener-supported and relies on listeners like you to help us get the word out. So, if you like what we do and want to help For the People, sign up today at our website at forthepeopleshow.com. That's forthepeopleshow.com. Your support allows us to report the news fearlessly and guarantees our survival on the air. As a thank you, we'll send you our monthly newsletter with commentary and money-saving tips. Can we count on your support? Thank you for helping America. To become a For the People member, log on to forthepeopleshow.com. Now,
if you or someone you care about is a veteran or currently serving in the U.S. military, and you're suffering from symptoms of post-traumatic stress, listen carefully.
Debilitating mood swings, depression, and anxiety are just a fraction of what our brave servicemen and women are fighting to overcome. Fortunately, there is help.
Call 866-966-1020, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Or go to www.realwarriors.net.
Trained personnel are standing by.
Listener supported and proud of it. For the People. Now back to Keith.
Keith Allen and For the People, and I know this is kind of a rare program because we don't always talk about UFOs, but the founder of this program, Chuck Harder, used to have a lot of different folks on talking about these very, very things, and Stanton Friedman has been a frequent guest the last couple years since I took the reins, and we really appreciate his generosity of coming on and sharing his new book before he heads out to Arizona for the conference. We'll ask him about that. Maybe some of you are going to be heading out that way. I know that's Pat Choate country. Pat lives out in Tucson, so maybe head out and visit Stanton. So it sounds like a good time. What did I see? I'll kind of share with you. I saw a cigar-shaped ship. I'm not even kidding. I had to look like 3 or 4 times. I'm like, well, maybe the clouds are hidden. But there was no wings. It was very odd. I've told Stanton about this, and I've gone online and I've looked at it, and millions of people have reported seeing these things through the years. There's no wings on it. There's no sound, and there were lights that I saw on this thing, and I saw it probably for about 5 minutes, and all of a sudden it literally vanished. And I saw it here in Tampa, Florida. And I thought it was some kind of military craft at first because MacDill Air Force Base is on, it's on off MacDill and Gandy in Tampa. So I was thinking it had something to do with that, but no, it wasn't. And so I actually went on the blogosphere where, you can look at sightings or people report sightings, and I wasn't the only one. So people do talk about these things, and to me, it's very interesting in the great scheme of things. Whether I'd want to meet, one of these aliens up close, I don't know. But the Arrival movie kind of got me thinking a little bit more towards these things, and I thought, gosh, we got to have Stanton Friedman, to clarify some of these things and some of these findings. Remember the autopsy stuff that happened with these alien bodies back in the 90s? Well, that's when I first met Stanton Friedman at the Telford Hotel in northern Florida, where the For the People broadcast used to originate from the historic Telford Hotel. And, man, what a really neat place. But met Stanton there, and finally it was debunked that this guy was a special effects guy for Hollywood, and it was all made up. But this guy got himself so much exposure. It's crazy. But in this book, I think he debunks some of these things. He's a believer, but he debunks a lot of the garbage that's out there. It's kind of like global warming, how people capitalize off that. We find new findings that people cook the books for Obama, but there's going to be people that are going to cook the books trying to set things up, too, for UFOs to make money. But then there's the unexplainable things that have happened where countless interviews have been conducted. There's been ground analysis done with radiation. There's been findings of metallic items, things that are not from this world, things like that kind of make you go, there's something, we don't understand everything, but there's something more out there. And to me, as a Homo sapien, I think it's cool that there's other beings out there. I mean, just to think of the billions of star systems, to think that we're just the only ones. Tom Woodward, a guy who I used to co-host a program with called Intelligent Design, he's got a whole book and series out of Trinity College here in Florida. Great guy, Mr. Woodward, Tom Woodward, explained to me in no certain terms that he was a believer. He didn't call them aliens, he didn't call them ETs or anything like that, but believed that, there was an intelligent designer and there was definitely more that met the eye, and I totally believe that. We're going to be back with more For the People. Do not go anywhere. Our website, forthepeopleshow.com. Sign up and become a member today, and we'll send you our newsletter. For the People has a special opportunity for you. If you own a business and want to gain a national audience that is loyal and will do business with you, imagine being able to get your product and or service into the hands of tens of thousands of people each week. Sponsorship opportunities are now available at rates you can afford. Finally, the show you love with your business supporting what we do in partnership. Start running your commercials today. To contact us, go to forthepeopleshow.com. That's forthepeopleshow.com. For the People is on the air for you. Each day we strive to tell it to you straight, not watered down, so you can know what's going on each day. Our show is different from many of the others on air. We're not afraid of the PC police, and we explain our position, at the same time understanding the left's position and what we can do to further a conservative agenda for America. For the People is listener-supported and relies on listeners like you to help us get the word out. So, if you like what we do, and want to help For the People, sign up today at our website at forthepeopleshow.com. That's forthepeopleshow.com. Your support allows us to report the news fearlessly and guarantees our survival on the air. As a thank you, we'll send you our monthly newsletter with commentary and money-saving tips. Can we count on your support? Thank you for helping America. To become a For the People member, log on to forthepeopleshow.com. Now,
I'm a mom. And just like millions of other women, that's why I own guns. We're responsible, we're law-abiding, and we're everything that makes America strong. Every day we're willing to use a firearm to defend our families. But the media will never tell those stories. If a mom puts a gun to the face of a home-invading thug and makes him run for his life, the story gets buried. But if she's unarmed and murdered, the cameras will be at the scene before the police. It's time for moms like me to speak out. We are the majority. We demand the freedom to defend our families. And we challenge the media to tell the truth about our rights. I'm the National Rifle Association of America, and I'm freedom's safest place.
Ranger Station, Ranger speaking.
Hi, I'd like to report a bear hug.
Uh-huh, okay.
Well, we were building a bonfire, and I saw some, dry brush and leaves around, so, I said to move the bonfire somewhere else, and out of nowhere, Smokey Bear shows up and hugs me.
So you noticed some wildfire hazards and moved your bonfire to a safer location.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Smokey, all right. He likes it when people help prevent wildfires. It hits him close to home. Not everybody gets the hug, my friend. So that's pretty special to get a hug from Smokey Bear.
Ha, so it was him. Hey, guys, I told you it was Smokey.
Okay, well, congratulations, my friend. And thanks for calling. There are many ways to prevent a wildfire. Learn how you can do your part at SmokeyBear.com.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Sponsored by the U.S. Forest Service, Ad Council, and your state forester.
For the People continues on your radio or on your smartphone device. The highlight of our week and probably for the whole year, Stanton Friedman with his newest book, Fact, Fiction, and Flying Saucers, written with Kathleen Marden. Welcome into For the People, Stanton.
Glad to be on again.
You're heading out west. Where are you heading?
I'm heading to Phoenix, Scottsdale, actually, starting on, Tuesday or Wednesday, depending which you're attending. There's the International UFO Congress, the umpteenth, and it's a big conference. Over 1,000 people will be there at any one time. And I'll be presenting a new talk there, Astronomy and UFOs.
Well, that sounds very juicy.
Well, I'm, how shall I put this? I try to give the astronomers a hard time whenever I can because they are constantly making silly statements about UFOs, but they're unqualified to make those statements. They don't know anything about interstellar travel, engineering, if you will. They don't know anything about UFOs. Just look at their books. They don't reference the large-scale scientific studies. They haven't given much thought to the evidence at all.
And you can say that with clarity. And just for our audience that may not exactly know your credentials, I mean, you know something about, let's say, nuclear fusion, nuclear propulsion?
Well, yeah. I have several things going for me, just the quirk of how life goes on, I guess. I mean, I thought when I got out of college, I'd work for I got a job with GE on aircraft nuclear propulsion systems. That was back in 1956.
Wow.
In 1958, we spent $100 million in that program. We employed 3,500 people, of whom 1,100 were engineers and scientists. So this wasn't, 6 professors and 12 grad students. It was a major program. And I thought I'd spend the rest of my life with GE. My dad worked for the same company for 37 years. What the hell? Why not me? 3 years and I was out, and then 3 years more someplace else, and then 3 years more someplace else, and yeah. But what I bring to the table that most people don't, besides being an old guy, that I've worked on advanced propulsion systems. I worked on fission nuclear rocket